What's up, world? My name is Nicholas Coriano, the business planning guru, thebusinessplanningguru.com. Here today to share with you 3 tips for liquor store business plans. So, if you're developing a business plan for a liquor store, these are just 3 things that I've run into after writing 1,000 business plans for clients that you may want to be thinking about. Okay. So, number one I have is margins. So liquor stores generally have very low margins. So when you're projecting out a business plan for a liquor store, you want to make sure to be appropriate here. Between 10 and 20%, depending on the kind of liquor. Wine is usually a little bit more, beer a little bit less. Every state has different regulations for liquor stores. Some of them are owned by the state, like in a place like Washington or Oregon, while others are, kind of free market societies like a Connecticut. But either way, this margin item you want to be very, very, very conservative when you're either establishing a new liquor store or buying an existing one. The second thing you want to be conscious of, and this is in addition to all the parts that you need on a business plan, which I'll list out here at the end, you want to make sure that the business plan has a control plan section. This is basically to make sure you're adhering to state laws, that you're IDing people, you're asking for their age, you have a plan to ask for their age, right, in case they have a fake ID. Things like, say your birthday backward, or what month were you born in, or are you buying this for anyone else? Are you buying this for you? Right? These are all control plan things, just things to make sure that you're in compliance with state and federal laws. It could include like an ID scanner, right? Cameras for security purposes, etc. And then you want to be conscious of the my third point here is specific to liquor store business plans. You want to be conscious of the motif and the layout. So, wine places are usually a little more upscale. Depending on what neighborhood you're in, this doesn't matter as much. But if you're starting an operation, being conscious of the motif and the layout does 2 things. Number one, it expands your possibility to have revenue, right? So the more product you can hold, the more potential revenue you could pull from that location. And then if you ever decide to expand, your motif is actually part of your trade dress, which is basically something that's intellectual property law specific that allows you to be able to franchise it. You're actually able to sell it. Like, so for example, when you look at a McDonald's or a Burger King, they're all the same way, right? Subway, they're all the same way. That motif is part of the franchise model. It's part of what they sell to a franchisee when they're selling that. So these are the 3 things you kind of want to be conscious of. And then just generally, when you're thinking about business plan writing, you want to have this following layout for your liquor store business plan. Okay, so you want to start with, and I'm going to give you summaries versions. The start is the executive summary. This part gets written last. Okay, guys, because this is basically a one-page business plan on everything that you're going to include in the business plan. Then after that, you're going to have a company description, and I have videos on YouTube that'll show you how to write each of these parts. And part of the construction in the back, we're building out one of our service offices here. Company description, and then usually I put a SWOT analysis here. Market research is next. Market research. This is what other local liquor stores are in the area. What are they pricing their liquor, beer, and wine at, or just liquor? I know some states are just liquor, just wine. How far are they away from your location, etc. Then you have analysis, industry analysis, and I'm just going to abbreviate the rest of these so you guys can get the point. Management and organizational plan. I'm going to call this HR. These are the human resources that you need to run the operation. Usually it's just a cashier, right? So management organizational plan. Then the marketing plan. Marketing. And then the financial projections. P. And then a conclusion. I almost spelled that wrong, guys. All right, so this is the general layout. But under these sections, you want to include things like the control plan, like the layout, et cetera, right? This is the conclusion. Okay, so this is the general layout. Look, if you guys need help writing a liquor store business plan, reach out to me. I've helped over 1,000 clients at this point write business plans for their startup or established businesses. But those are some of the things. If you're writing your own liquor store business plan, make sure you include those things in there. You're probably gonna have to show it to a landlord or a government agency, and we want to make sure to include that stuff. So hope you guys are rocking. Hope you guys are great. And like I said, hit me up if you need a business plan. I went to business school, went to law school, and this is what I do full time. Thanks, guys.